have got huge growth. So therefore, today, when we look back, all the companies we started an entrepreneurship, we started small. Today, as far as the main stock exchange is concerned, most of the companies like HDFC Group or the Tata Group or the Ambani Group have reached levels whereby doubling of or tripling or is limited. Reliance is 9 lakh crore. I don't think it can in 1 year 18 lakh crore. So therefore, where is the growth to come from? So today, if the vision of the present government is to take the economy to a $5 trillion economy by 2025 and 30 trillion, by 10 trillion, then where will the growth come from? The growth has to come from the SME sector. The SME contributes 90% of all industrial production today, and it's 5.5 crores SMEs. So if there's growth, then it has to emerge from the SME sector. Therefore, as we stand today, the potential of the SME sector is enormous, and investment in SME sector is bound to give huge returns, just like we will have a lot of such companies from the SME sector, which has a Reliance of tomorrow, HDFC of tomorrow, Asian Paint of tomorrow. All these hidden gems are in the SME sector. And I could tell you that in the last several months or so, I have been interacting for several SME companies. I have met hundreds and hundreds of promoters now in the SME sector, and I find that most of the companies are excellent, except that they continue to be unlisted. And when they are listed, they unlock a lot of value. So the future today lies in the SME sector. So as a dream, the SME sector will fulfill the dreams of all investors who participate in the SME platform. As I said, the SME sector earlier did not get, despite the fact that the SME sector had huge potential, it was unable to unleash its potential here in India because a lot of promoters had to rely on bank funds. And in my experience, I found that most of the promoters in the SME sector do multitasking. They perform roles from a peer to a president. Every role is performed by them. And they multitask. As I said, multitasking, peer to a president. And in their lifespan or entrepreneurial journey, they work for 3 entities. They work for the staff, manpower. They work for government, that is taxation. And they work for banks' interest. With the result that nothing is left for the promoters. So now, with the setting up of the SME platform, BSC, here is an opportunity for the SME companies to unleash and unlock value. As we proceed, we will show you, or we will explain, or tell you, explain is a long time, a long word, so how some of the companies who recently unleashed value or went public, and how they have not only created wealth for themselves, but also created wealth for the investors. With that, thank you very much.
All right, people, I'm sure we can make some more noise, much more noise than what you've done. Especially a few times, yeah. The first count, obviously, without unquestionably, when Mr. Clinton comes in here, the passion that he talks about SME, and that's reflected all over Mr. Ajay Thakur's face, there is a connection. And you know it works, right? And the second thing is, when you talked about Jeff Bezos and the divorce and the millionaires and the billionaires, the interviewer was asking a millionaire. He said, so I believe you're a millionaire. Yes, I am a millionaire. All right, okay, so what do you attribute your success to be a millionaire? Is there a question to ask? Of course, it's my wife. Because of her, I was a millionaire. So what were you before you got married? A billionaire. It's felicitation time, and every awards night, every night that is as memorable as this evening has got that. And we're going to endorse that by having felicitations partners as part of its CR activities. Altina Securities plays a major part in its two focused areas, promoting entrepreneurship and promoting financial literacy. It has to date organized over 1,000 investment seminars, 7 full-day workshops on wealth creations, and numerous industrial visits to leading companies like Tata Motors, Siemens, etc., to name a few. All these initiatives have been organized free of cost to the various participants. The essay contest, which reaches an audience of over 5 lakhs, has been highly successful over the last few years. This year's essay contest has been part sponsored by our partners, whom we wish to felicitate with a bouquet of flowers. I'm going to call up 5 partners. The first is, and to do the honors of giving out is Mr. Clifton's better half, and that's Mrs. Pearl. Okay. And as I call out, please step forward. VR Films and Studios Limited. People put your hands together. Put your hands together. And a photograph. You may pose for that. Thank you. Congratulations. The second one is Evans Electric Limited. Thank you. People put your hands together. You need to smile, yes. Mac Hotels Limited. Do we have a representative? Mac Hotels. Oh, good evening. I just noticed that Fourth, Mosquito Engineering Limited. A lot of us, photographs, yeah, a lot of us are shining this evening, isn't it? I know. We need to do that, Laurel and Hardy, a photograph for the archives. And the last, True Consultancy Services Limited. Unfortunately, there has been a death in the family, and so the representative is out here, being able to come in just now. But it happens. These are things that happen. This is called the 100 Crore Club. So we need to felicitate the 4 companies who have been instrumental in listing and having created wealth of over rupees 25 crores per investors in a short period of time. And to do the honors through this entire ceremony, we've got Natasha back again on the podium. Please put your hands together for Natasha.
Most of the time there exists a huge valuation gap between a listed and non-listed company. Classic examples are of Avenue Supermart, which is D-Mart. The shares were issued at a price of rupees 299, and in a short span of time the shares touched the rupees 1000 mark, and today in a span of just 2 years the shares are now quoting around rupees 2000. Recently, on September 30th, Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation, which is the IRCTC, issued shares at rupees 315 and in a month's time is quoting at rupees 915. There are many instances to prove that if shares are issued at right valuations, the benefits to both promoters and the public investors could be enormous. The 4 companies that we listed in a span of 1 year proves the point. The 4 companies we listed at their peak prices are as follows. Mac Hotels Limited, rupees 36 crores. VR Films Limited, rupees 25 crores. Evans Electric Limited, rupees 32 crores. Mosquito Engineering Limited, rupees 12 crores, which is a total of rupees 105 crores. Thus, wealth of rupees 75 crores has been created for the promoters and rupees 25 crores for the public investors. Now we hand over.